Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Decode and Relate, the podcast where we break down the complexities of human interaction and learn how to connect better with ourselves and others. I'm your host, John, and today we're diving into an exciting framework that will transform the way you think about communication. Transactional analysis, or TA for short. By the end of this episode, you'll understand the three ego states: parent, adult, and child, and how they shape the way we think, feel, and interact. Ready to decode and relate? Let's jump in. Alright, so what exactly is transactional analysis? Developed in the 1950s by Eric Berne, TA is like a roadmap for understanding how we communicate, not just with others but also with ourselves. At the heart of TA are three ego states: parent, adult, and child. These aren't physical parts of your brain, but rather patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that you switch between depending on the situation. The beauty of TA is that it helps you identify which ego state you're operating from and gives you the tools to improve your interactions. Let's start with the parent ego state. This is the part of you that mimics authority figures from your past. Think parents, teachers, or other influential adults. It has two sides: the critical parent, which sets rules and standards, and the nurturing parent, which offers comfort and care. For example, if you tell a friend, "You should be more organized," you're likely speaking from your critical parent. But if you say, "Don't worry, you'll figure it out," you're tapping into your nurturing parent. Sound familiar? These states can guide or hinder us, depending on how we use them. Next, we've got the adult ego state, and this is where logic and rationality come into play. Your adult ego state focuses on facts, making decisions based on the here and now. Imagine you're shopping for a car. Instead of being swayed by flashy ads or emotional attachments, you compare mileage, prices, and reliability. That's your adult state in action. It's like the mediator between the emotional child and the directive parent, keeping you grounded and objective. Finally, let's talk about the child ego state, the emotional and creative part of us. It has two aspects: the natural child, which is spontaneous and curious, and the adapted child, which responds to rules or expectations. Picture this. You get really excited about a surprise party. That's your natural child. But if someone criticizes you and you immediately apologize with, "I'm sorry, I'll do better," that's your adapted child taking over. The child state often reflects feelings and reactions we learned early in life, and it can show up in both helpful and unhelpful ways. So, why does understanding ego states matter? Imagine this. Your boss criticizes your work harshly. If you respond from your adapted child state, you might feel defeated and overly apologetic. But if you can shift to your adult state, you might calmly say, "I understand your concerns. Could you clarify what needs improvement?" See how the tone changes? TA gives you the tools to navigate these interactions with awareness and intention. In future episodes, we'll dive deeper into how these ego states interact and how you can apply TA in your daily life. For now, think about your interactions today. Were you more parent, adult, or child? It's a fun exercise. That's it for today's episode of Decode and Relate. I hope this introduction to transactional analysis and ego states gave you some new perspectives to think about. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What ego state do you think you operate from most? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and keep decoding.